Twin avatars are impossible, unless you really think about it. Let's discuss. If you're new here, we do plenty of Avatar related videos, including episode reviews, some theory analysis, and some video essays. So I've seen the idea of twin avatars floating around a lot around the web, and initially I think to myself, that's dumb, that's impossible. But I know that the light spirit Rava is fused with the soul of Wan, and when Wan dies, together they just move on to the next body. And them together can't be split up and divided into two people, let alone twins, because twins aren't even born at the same time. And we see that when the avatar dies, they are pretty much immediately born into the next life. But with that being said, I do think twin avatars is possible. It all starts with the question of what makes the avatar the avatar. I think there are essentially two things that really defines the avatar being the avatar. One is the light spirit Rava being bonded with that soul. And two, the avatar has the ability to bend all four elements. Can we separate those two things? Yes, we can. And this theory all starts with Book 2 of Legend of Korra. And if you remember in Book 2 of Legend of Korra, Unavatu rips Rava from Korra's body and completely destroys her and Korra's link to her past lives. Korra eventually defeats him by bending the energy within herself and defeating Vatu. And then with that, Rava comes out, and at this point, Rava's single, She's not connected to anybody. She's a single lady. She can find whoever she wants. And so technically, she doesn't have to fuse back with Korra. She can fuse with anyone. All you have to do is be fused with each other, not die, and then touch the spirit portals and be permanently bonded with each other. The question is, who could that person be? Well, I think without a doubt, that person could be Jinora. And Jinora would be a perfect candidate to be the new avatar. She has a great heart. She is strong-willed. She is very spiritually empowered. She's so gifted spiritually that she is far more advanced than her own father, who trained his own entire life to do it. At a very young age, she guided Korra into the spirit world. I'm not sure even Aang could do that. He had his past lives to help him figure out how to get into the spirit world. He also had the living embodiment of a spirit fused within him to do that. But Jinora did it all by herself. Jinora also has some advanced spiritual / airbending techniques where she can project her body in the astral form. So I think without a doubt, she could fuse with Rava and become the new avatar. But where does that leave Korra? As we see in Book 2, even without Rava being inside Korra, she still has all four of her bending abilities because she knows how to do it. I think it's because the soul of Wan was touched by the lion turtles with that power to bend. And with that power, it gets passed down no matter what. Rava isn't necessary for that to be passed down. Wan was just really special. So now I think you have two avatars. You have one avatar who's more spirit side of it, who's fused with Rava. Then you have the other avatar who just can bend all four elements. But what happens when each of them die? I think when Korra dies, it's fairly simple. She'll follow the same cycle that Wan followed. And we learned that the avatar cycle is created because that's the way that Wan learned the bending elements. I think part of that reason is just the familiarity that Wan's soul has with learning those bending principles, that he just naturally moved from this element to the next element to the next element. So when Korra dies, she'll just be reborn in the Earth Kingdom. That being said, the new Korra wouldn't have any link to her past lives because Rava isn't there to hold that link. I think they would just have the ability to bend all four elements. But with that, they would not have the capability of going into the avatar state because they wouldn't have Rava with them anymore. But what happens to Jinora when she dies? We know in the Avatar universe that reincarnation exists for everyone, or at least it can be assumed. I want to say it can be assumed that we know it because when Wan dies, Rava tells him,
"Don't worry. We will be together for all of your lifetimes. And we will never give up."
"We will be together for all your lifetimes." She says that as if it's a given, that Wan having more lifetimes is what happens normally to everyone. So how does the reincarnation work for other people that's not the Avatar? Like I said before, I think Wan goes in that cycle because his soul is so used to that order of those elements that his soul naturally goes in that order. But when it comes to Jinora, her soul is only used to airbending. Does other people follow the same reincarnation cycle that Wan does? Well, that's mathematically impossible. Well, if you look at the Earth Kingdom, their nation is massive. They have the biggest population. So if you have this big group of people, if they all die, all those people can't fit into the Fire Nation. So I think it can make sense that you're kind of reborn into relatively the same area or the same bending practices. So I think Jinora, since her soul is used to airbending, she will be reborn into the Air Nation again. And actually, I think it parallels real life Buddhism a lot. I mean, when they search for the new Dalai Lama, they're not searching in freaking Compton or in Louisiana. Like, they're just searching within that area of the world. So you follow their life cycles. Jinora dying, continue to be reborn in the Air Nation, and Korra dying and her soul continues to follow the Avatar cycle until they're both reborn into the Air Nation. And both of their souls will get reincarnated if they die similar times into twins. Also, I think that story would be fascinating with one twin having the bending abilities of the Avatar and the other twin just having airbending, but also having the spirit of Rava. I also think it would be cool and a great dichotomy if the Avatar with the spirit of Rava in them was really great at bending and didn't really care for all the spiritual aspects of being the Avatar. And the one with all the four bending elements was really terrible at bending, but was really great at the spiritualness of being the Avatar. And the two learn how to see the best in each other and understand each other's way and their way of thinking and la. It would just be a really cool story. Now, if we want to stick with the events of Korra and that she refused with Rava and went on to fight Zahir and went on to fight Kuvira, well, in order for this theory to really work out, it'll wait another 10,000 years for Vatu to come out of the Avatar and then to rip Rava out of him again, and then for all of that to pretty much unfold, like I said, in this theory. Anyway, that's how the twin Avatar theory could work. Let me know what you think about this theory. And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And sincerely, thank you for watching. I'm out.